So I'm on my way to work. I guess I'm just gonna start filming myself working. Uh-oh, gotcha. He gotcha. So I'm gonna try to keep the vibes a little positive on this channel if I can. Quote of the day: do what you can with what you have where you are. Let's go. Maybe I should do a paint tip of the day too. For anyone watching this, if anyone's watching this, it's my first video. If anybody's watching this, I'm going to give you a paint tip of the day. Don't put latex paint over oil-based paint. Don't do it. Otherwise, I got to come out and fix it. Well, I guess that's a good thing for me, actually. So maybe I shouldn't be giving you too many tips, because then I'll be out of a job. Who knows, maybe by the time I upload this, I'll have a little bit of knowledge on how to slap these clips together. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Oh, look who just got techie.
I'm glad all my stuff is already at the job site, because I'm just in this loaner vehicle and it's not really as big as the vehicle I'm used to. Why I'm in a loaner, that's a whole nother story. Oh! Can she do it? Putting this little RAV4 to the test. Feels a little stiff. See where I'm at. It's a little snowy. So this part right here is not that fun, but it's good to do it. Sand out the trim. Well, and it's nice and smooth. I'm using a 220 grit. 100 grit's not bad if you gotta take some stuff off. Get the paint off of that bucket. I didn't hit it. This baseboard here was especially bad. Had to give it a little extra attention. Actually like dual wielding sandpaper. It keeps you from getting one arm more tired than the other. Nice little trick. So now I'm doing just the frame. And I'm only doing the frames in this house. All the doors are getting replaced. These doors aren't getting replaced, but they're not getting painted. They're factory finish, I think. This is actually the second coat on this frame, and there was actually a repair done on this frame before the first coat. It's right over the left side door. Probably can't see it now because it's done. I didn't film that. actually using urethane trim enamel, which I like for trim. Dries a little harder when it cures out. Bonds a little better. Like I mentioned before, I'm only doing the frames on the hall side of the frames, so everything you can see when the doors are closed is getting painted. Not touching anything inside the rooms, and the trim on that side of the frame is actually a different color. So once you start painting that, you open a whole can of worms. So the reason I'm not painting anything below the chair rail with the chair rail is because that is actually not getting painted with the trim paint. That is going to be eggshell, including the box trim. So just the baseboards and chair rail get the trim. And there were a few ceiling repairs that already got done. I never filmed those. Because I didn't have the idea to start filming until they were already done. So all the doors are getting replaced, and they did not want me painting the crown molding. Otherwise, I would be starting with that after the ceiling. The ceiling repairs already got done, but they didn't get filmed. Because this is the first time I've ever filmed myself working, and so I don't have a tripod or anything yet. I literally just have the phone leaning up against my mud pan on the shelf of my ladder. It works good enough. I'm actually trying to film with the back camera, not the selfie side, so I don't really know how well it's capturing everything. I also didn't realize that I was filming with the phone upright, which isn't really the best if it's for YouTube. I make that adjustment pretty soon though. Snagged a staple. It's because they got the floor up, all kinds of stuff down there. Makes my job easier though. I was originally going to do the spindles, strip and paint the spindles, but no longer need to worry about that. They're getting replaced. Here I'm using a mini microfiber roller. Microfiber's the way to go for rollers big and small. That's how I feel. They don't close up on you. Much easier to work with. As you can see, the main wall color is almost the same color to what's currently there. It dries a little darker though. About a shade darker. Even though I already put a coat on this trim, I'm actually put 2 coats on the trim already, but I'm coming back to lay off those lines last kind of go over the chair rail and baseboard one last time. I feel like it really tightens it up, kind of makes it all pop. It makes the lines real straight when you come back and lay off all those trim lines last with a real nice brush. This brush I'm using right now is not the greatest, but it's still pretty good. I can usually get about 6 months out of a brush, maybe more, I don't know. It really depends on what you're doing with the brush, what you're going over. If all the walls are flat and not textured, you can get a lot more life out of a brush. I like to try to make my brushes last as long as possible, and sometimes I will continue using it when I should probably just change it out. This one's still good. It's a Worcester. I used to use Purdy brushes, and I feel like Worcester is better now. I'm a Worcester convert. I'm using a little angle tip, and the reason I use a smaller brush is because when it's a larger, more standard size brush, I actually get cramps in my hand probably from painting for so long. I hope I don't have to go smaller than this one, because that would definitely not be fun. But this is big enough to get the job done fairly quick. Actually, would probably still use this brush even if I didn't have to. Just because I started to really like how it cuts lines. Yeah, here you go. You can see how nice this brush cuts lines. This brush still has a lot of life left in it. I'm actually going to get in the habit of starting to change out my brushes more frequently. This is Valspar paint. It's actually not my favorite to use, but this is what the homeowner wanted. It's perfectly fine. It's a little on the thicker side, similar to Bear. It applies a little gluier. It's a little droopier. You don't need to put much on the brush, but I feel like that's true with all paints, really. I could expound on that, but I feel like that is actually a very good paint tip, and it's worthy of one of the paint tips of the day, so I'm going to save that for another video. Throw me a like, follow, and subscribe, and you'll get all the paint tips. I got a lot of them. Alright, now we are getting into the rolling. I wish I could show a drastic transformation for you guys, but the color is actually very similar. It dries down darker, but it's very close. Once again, using a microfiber roller. They stay nice and open. I'm might be giving away too many paint tips now in video 1. I gotta save some. All the music in this video is just some random copyright-free music I found. That first song was getting a little repetitive, so I had to switch it up. Alright, we're back. It's a new day. New day, new quote. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does and keep moving. That's the quote of the day. Alright, I got another paint tip of the day for you. I think I mentioned it already. If you are pouring out of a gallon bucket into like a paint pan or something, make sure you take your brush and lick all the paint out from that bucket rim. Otherwise, it's going to cause all kinds of problems later on. This video is getting a little long. How many days of paint tips am I going to throw into one video? I don't even have any subscribers yet. 0. If you're watching this, yeah, throw me a sub. Throw a brother a sub. Gotta monetize all this driving. I will likely be finishing the job today because it's not a very big one. Just gotta do below the chair rail, touch up the trim, point up a couple spots here and there, and I will be out the door. It got competitive out here. It got real competitive out here. Gotta paint fast, otherwise you ain't making any money. You gotta be good, and then the speed will just come naturally. This is where the drywall repair was. Turned out pretty good. There's a little patch in the middle there. Can't see it. There was also a wood filler repair right here. This thing cut my finger open. Wiping some dust. Yeah, I had one Band-Aid. There's a crack I missed. Gotta fix that. Uh-oh, your boy got a little tripod. Let's finish this bad boy up. and I end up doing 3. That's not uncommon when you're going from brown to white. Each paint kind of has their own application style, if that makes any sense. Like, I would not apply Valspar the same way that I would apply Emerald from Sherwin-Williams. 2 totally different viscosities. You kind of have to do a little bit of extra finessing when the paint is on the thicker side. If this was Emerald or Aura, I'd probably already be done. Knocking down any little hitchhikers. Here's the fun part. When I get to pull out my best brush and just make everything nice and straight. when it all kind of comes together. And when you have a nice brush like that, you don't need tape. There it is. I skipped over some of the last coats, but you get the idea. Like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.